Hey everybody, how's it going? Josh here, and today we're going to talk about Mothra in the so-called Godzilla Earth Trilogy movie universe. And the reason why we're talking about Mothra today is because for those that have been keeping up with this universe, recently on Netflix, the most recent and final part of the, Godzilla Earth Trilogy, as it's been called by some people, that finally came out. You know, a lot of people liked it, some people were kind of mixed, on how they felt about it. The biggest takeaway from the movie for me was the fact that if you watch it with the English dub and with English subtitles, there are two much different things. I mean, sometimes they're saying something with the English dub and the translation version is 40% accurate to what's actually being said by that voice actor, so it's kind of funny to me. But a really interesting thing is that we get a scene in this movie where Mothra appears, and this isn't really a spoiler to this kind of Godzilla Earth universe because we already knew Mothra existed in some way, shape, or form. I mean, it's not Mothra in the traditional sense that we usually get in the Godzilla movies, but it's still Mothra. It was known that a group of people worshipped Mothra, and these people were the Huta, and that includes the character of Mena, who is in this movie. And her people are said to be humanoids, but partially evolved from insects potentially in the period of time between when humanity left Earth and then returned to Earth. However, while it's kind of theorized that they might be humanoids partially evolved from exposure to Godzilla, the door is open to them being partially actually evolved, like I said before, from insects, but instead of it being a byproduct of Godzilla, because there's subspecies in this film universe coming from exposure in the surrounding environment of Godzilla, instead of being that, it's possible that they come from Mothra. Because we know Mothra has existed before. These people have her egg at one point, and I'm not going to go too much in depth about that. The point is that Mothra does exist. These people also have telepathic abilities, and this is something that's really cool because in the Godzilla Planet Eater, there's a scene closer to the end of the film where Mothra's spirit and essence of sorts is almost called upon by Mena to combat Mitfi's kind of telepathic illusions being used. He's using it to manipulate Haru. That's where Mothra kind of comes in, and it's actually kind of a funny scene because he's like, is that a big moth? Basically, that's supposed to symbolize Mothra because her people worship Mothra, and that comes later on in the end credit scene, which we have a different video kind of talking about. All in all, it's pretty cool. Now, the things we do know about Mothra in this film universe is that she is a lot more, I don't want to say stronger, but definitely a lot more built to fight Godzilla than previous versions of the character we've seen. For example, Godzilla Earth is one of the most strongest versions of Godzilla, maybe the strongest version of Godzilla we have received in recent memory. And this Mothra is said to basically be a perfect counteract to Godzilla, in the sense where her body has scales that can not only penetrate Godzilla's natural shield. Nuclear warheads can't penetrate Godzilla's natural shield, but Mothra's scales, and by proxy Mothra, can. Also at the same time, Godzilla's energy beams, his atomic breath if you will, also can be reflected off of Mothra's scales. So it just shows how powerful Mothra is in this Godzilla Earth version. Now this kind of makes me curious to see a fight between her, Rodan, Ghidorah, and Godzilla all happening at one time, but in the scale of how this trilogy seems to be, that would probably be some sort of dimensional universe bending fight of some sort. Definitely is really cool to see. I expect Mothra maybe to appear in like a spin-off novel or spin-off comic, because as far as we know, the latest movie was the last in the trilogy. But comment below your guys' thoughts. What do you guys think about this? Do you think it's cool? Would you like to see something about Mothra similar to this incorporated in the live action depiction we're going to get? And I say live action loosely, but the depiction we're going to get in Godzilla King of the Monsters. Comment below, and we'll see you guys later.